What's going on, people? It is Irish Gunner HD here. You can call me Irish, and today we're playing some Conquest Domination on Ziba Tower. And just to get out of the way, this is a long enough game. As you can see, if you look at the timer there, it's about 15 minutes long. But I joined in late. That's why you don't see like the loading screen or anything like that. So I joined in late. I spawned in on a in one of the bathrooms or something like that. But it's actually a good game, so thought I'd use it. And I think I'll get just random things cleared out of the way first, and then I'll go into like one of my kind of not live commentaries. So first things first, I actually managed to get a PlanetSide 2 beta key. I came on Twitter randomly the other night, and it was actually 5 o'clock in the morning, would you believe. I happened to just be browsing Twitter just before I went to sleep, and I went onto Rival X Factor's Twitter feed or whatever like that. I was just reading through some of his tweets and stuff like that, and I seen he was talking to someone from the developers of PlanetSide, and I decided to go on and have a look and see what they're saying about the game. And then I went on to the actual at PlanetSide, whatever, actual kind of Twitter, official Twitter account thing. And when I went on, I happened to notice that a couple of people had tweeted at them asking for a beta key, and they had responded saying, "Here you go, get on the Battlefield, etc." So I took a chance. I said, "Hey, how's it going? I don't think my computer will be able to run it that well because as I last looked at it, the minimum requirements were like a 1.8 gigahertz CPU, which I've got like a 2.3 gigahertz one, and a very low end Nvidia GTX. It's like a 180 or something like that. So I was like, my computer sucks. My computer is like pretty much just like one of those kind of, I don't know, we call them Argos. It's like a normal, just everyday place. It's like a, it's not like a special electronics place or anything like that. It's just kind of like a normal home PC, like from this shop. So it's nothing amazing. Like it's got a 2.3 gigahertz CPU, as I said, but it's only got Intel HD graphics and graphics card, should I say? So graphics card capability, sorry, aren't great. I can run Minecraft, sorry, with Optifine mod. I can run COD 4 at about 30 frames per second, give or take, with a decent config file. But I just can't run anything else. Like, it sucks. But when I seen the specifications or requirements or whatever that for PlanetSide 2 were reasonably low, I kind of got hopeful. Like, I've got 3 gigs of RAM. I think you need 2. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But like, I think I had enough RAM as well. So I was pretty hopeful. Like, so when I got the actual beta code, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I was lying in bed and I was like, oh my god, I actually got one. They DM'd me a code. So went on, all excited and giddy to try out PlanetSide 2. Installed it. The installation took quite a while actually, but about 5:30 in the morning, I'm like logging in and signing up and all that and adjusting my settings, whatever. And I put everything on low, like it looked horrible. Like, I'm not even gonna joke. Like, I thought when Rival X Factor always plays on low settings to max out his FPS, but even his settings were like better than mine. And I was still like, I just completely low everything, detail low, blah, all the sliders down to the bottom, all that. And I went in hoping for the best, and it was just like watching a screenshot, or not screenshot, what are they called? A slideshow. Yeah, it was so laggy. So that was really saddening. And I'm guessing it must just be my graphics card that's bottlenecking me, because even though it's just like a run-of-the-mill standard computer, all my specs except for the actual graphics card are up to standard. But unfortunately, I do not have any money, and I cannot upgrade my graphics card. I can't upgrade my PC actually, because I don't. If you know anything about computers, let me know, because I thought instead of going out and buying a whole new PC and having to go through the effort of like having a new PC and a new hard drive and having all my old stuff on my old PC and having to somehow transfer it, could I not just get? And I researched this and I asked this in some kind of, in like technological, not technological, what are they called? Like tech forums, tech support guy forums, whatever they're called. I just put out a request saying, or like I posted a thread asking, is there a way that I can just upgrade my graphics card as long as it has the right like PCI slots or whatever like that? Can I literally just slot in like a GTX, say 560 Ti or whatever, like a good mid-range, not too expensive card is? Like, Was there any hope of me being able to do that? And I got basically a relatively positive response. They said, yeah, pretty much. If like, I gave them the link to my exact computer and all that. It's an E-Machine, something like, it's a really not a brand name or anything like that. And I gave them the link to all that, and they said they had a look at it, and they said the dimensions and all that are okay. You should be able to. I don't see why not. So, if any of you guys know, could I literally just buy a graphics card? The one thing they said, if I was going to upgrade, and I turn around the corner, there's two guys. That was sad. They said the space, like, my main concerns were space inside the actual computer itself. Would it be able to fit a big graphics card inside it? If it did, would I literally just be able to buy one, plug it in, and then, like, be good to go? Will I get a decent frames per second increase? Considering, like I said, I've got a decent CPU and a decent, and that was stupid. I just went blazing on in there without looking at anything. So, but then again, I suppose that's technically, well, not technically, but I suppose that's just why I am a close quarter. Sometimes I don't really think as far ahead as I probably should, and I just kind of go running into places. But yeah, like, so my CPU and my RAM aren't awful. Like, I don't have 16 bits of RAM for days. Like, I don't have a 4 gigahertz overclocked mental CPU, but like, I've got 2.3 gigahertz. That's like mid-range for most games, at least as far as minimum requirements go. And I'll always look at the minimum requirements because I know that I'm not even getting close to the maximum requirements. But yeah, so is that something that I could do? If you know anything about computers, I know a good bit, but I don't know enough to know if I can literally just go out, get a new graphics card and a new power supply unit. Because that's what they said. I don't think I finished that thought a minute ago. They said that if I get a new graphics card, I'm going to need a new PSU to take the extra load on the power supply, basically. So, like, my standard power supply wouldn't be able to provide enough power to run the graphics card comfortably. It would be overheating and stuff, or something. I'm not a computer guy. I don't really know, but more or less that's what they were saying. So, yeah, if you know that, please tell me, because that'd be helpful. But I've rambled for about 7.5 minutes now. This is half the video as far as I know. And all I've mentioned so far, all I wanted to say so far is that I got a PlanetSide 2 beta key. Very happy with that, but then, of course, I couldn't actually play the game. So, fortunately, I don't have any opinions on that. From what I've seen, it looks amazing. It's a lot to take on. Like, it's a big world. There's a lot of stuff to take on and try and wrap your head around. All the cert points and all the kind of currency, would you call it? I don't know, like the things, how you unlock things, like all that seems a bit complicated, but I'm sure once you get used to it and get the hang of all of it, it's going to be an amazing game. But yeah, that's that. Gotta pay. Oh, the triple. Yeah, I was happy with that. I got the 3 of them. Goddamn spawn protection. Yeah, so that was that. Got a PlanetSide beta key. Wasn't able to play it. Anything else that I think of off the top of my head? No real news about Battlefield, so I don't think I have anything to talk about there. And I nearly became that guy's 4th kill. You see 3 dead bodies in front of me. So I'm kind of like blending from my actual off-topicness into the gameplay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've missed from in Battlefield news. DICE are really actually pushing. It's like the 10th anniversary or something like that of 1942. I can't remember the exact year anniversary, but yeah, they're pushing that really hard. Every time I come on Twitter, they're posting some kind of like old, what's the word, like nostalgic kind of post on or tweet on Twitter about like, oh, did you remember when we created Wake Island? Oh, here's some of the early sketches and stuff like that. But something that was cool, actually, the Battlefield theme song is amazing in my opinion. As you might have noticed, I put up 1 or 2 music videos so far, which, by the way, the I'll Leave It Out one was a complete joke. Don't judge my musical skills on that at all, but that was just a joke. It's an Irish thing. It's an Irish video that went semi-viral here in Ireland, and I just took the audio from it and put it over a random Axel Foley remix track that I started about 2 or 3 years ago and never finished. But yeah, so the coolest thing that I've seen from DICE so far is they found, what was the tweet? What did the tweet say? They found like an original score sheet for the Battlefield theme song, and that was like awesome. Like, there was nothing else. It was just this one picture of, like, a picture of the score and that. But I think that's really cool. Like, they found an actual, like, the original score, like, just kind of, like, it sounded like they just kind of found it lying about, which is interesting. say the least. But yeah, that was pretty awesome, and just they're like releasing screenshots and wallpapers and stuff like that to celebrate the anniversary of 1942. Not a game that I've ever played, not really a game that I'd be insane about wanting to play, because I've tried Battlefield 2 and I've tried, like, oh god, and how many just spawned there? There's 4 there. I seen one guy, like, he shot my teammates, and then all of a sudden I come around the corner, one guy spawns on him, and then there's 2 more in the corner. That was pretty crazy. But yeah, about the older kind of Battlefield games, I don't know, I liked Battlefield 2, but like again, I was playing it on my PC and it didn't do much for me. I know graphics aren't to be excuse me. I know graphics aren't to be all and end all of a game, but like for example, I'm playing Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, like the first Harry Potter game, and Mark Echo's Getting Up, Contents Under Pressure. They're old ass games, but they're games that I've got good memories with from my childhood, and I'm playing them on the PC. Like, I found out that my PC can run them amazingly, but like I'm playing them now, and I'm having a lot of fun with them, and the graphics aren't particularly amazing. Getting Up is pretty decent, the graphics for like the time. That came out in 2005, I think, but 2005 or 2006, I'm not sure. But Harry Potter's graphics are terrible, but well, not terrible. They're alright, like. But it's more just the memories that I have playing that game. Like, the thing that sticks out for me about that game was I got it for Christmas, and Christmas Day, the night of Christmas Day, and I don't get the knife. Oh, you should have seen me when that actually happened in real time. I didn't get the knife. I was like, haha, I got your tags, fool, and I got shot, and I didn't get anything. Yeah, that was unfortunate. But yeah, so I got Harry Potter for Christmas. I basically played it all Christmas Day, as you do, of course, as you're a kid excited to play a new game. Played it all Christmas Day, and then I realised that on my PlayStation 1 I didn't have a memory card, and like, whoa, was that a problem back then? Like, if you're too young to remember that, I highly doubt it, but if you are too young, memory card was literally just like a little piece of plastic with some kind of data chip inside it that you'd plug into your PlayStation 1. And that's how you'd save your games. There was no like onboard hard drive or anything like that. That was like a long way from being a thing. Like, but yeah. So I hadn't got a hard drive, or a memory card, sorry. So I had to literally leave it on all night. And I remember we had a TV in our kitchen, and I had my PlayStation set up in the kitchen, and I had to leave it on all night. And I was, being a kid back then, I was worried if the house was going to melt down, burn down to the ground because I left it on all night. But yeah, so I've got good memories of that game, and I actually remember the mission that I left it on was when you're riding the kind of vault thing in the Gringotts Bank. It's weird the way things like that stick out to you, but it does stick out, and it's awesome. That's why I'm playing that now. Like, it's nothing to do with the graphics, which brings me back to my point. But yeah, so my point being that playing the older Battlefields and stuff like that, I'm sure they have their own reputation and they're legendary in their own right. But it's not for me. Like, Battlefield Bad Company 2 is where I started, and that would be the game that I hold dearest, the way some people hold Battlefield 2 and 1942 and stuff like that. Bad Company 2 will be my kind of, oh, I remember back in the day before all these new modern technologies came out. I was playing on Arica Harbour or whatever. But yeah, so that's something that DICE is doing. And apparently, I've rambled on now. The gameplay is nearly over. There's only about a minute left, so I don't think I'm going to get into one of my live commentaries. But I hope you found this kind of random rant about PlanetSide and DICE news and whatever interesting. I had fun talking about it. So if you did enjoy it, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new here. And thanks for watching the video, and goodbye.